What's up, guys? Gonna be vlogging today. I have to shoot content and I'm gonna do some cute makeup, so I thought why not do like a chit chat while I get ready. Oh, I have a towel on. I just got out of the shower and like styled my hair. I'm having such a terrible day today. Like, this brand really just like ruined my whole day because I've worked with them a few times, and every time we've worked together, it's kind of been like stressful for no reason. They're just very like stringent on what they want out of the content. And so this time when I worked with them, they wanted a reel, and I was explaining to them like, look, like I can't do reshoots or edits with reels. So you need to be very, very particular in the details that you give me so that there's no issues, because I literally cannot reshoot it and they take a lot of time. I put a lot of effort into my reels. So I was like, if you ask me for a reshoot, I'm gonna double my fee. And I was straight up. Anywho, the brand was super understanding. They were like, cool, we get it. We understand you put so much work into your reels, but we really love them. So like, let's move forward with the collaboration. They sent me all the details. I'm like, bet. I sit down, I record the whole reel. It turns out really bomb. I mean, y'all know how I make my reels. Like, the shit is fire. It's fire. I'm gonna brag on it because I make quality content, you know? And I sent it to them, and the lady I was corresponding with, she gave me a phone call in the morning. And already I'm like, brands don't usually call you on the phone. So that was already like, ooh, something's going awry. You know, she sends me a text and it's like, oh, it's, so-and-so, so call me back. I call her back, and of course, they don't like something. And really, to me, it was like they were nitpicking a detail. But you know what? You're the brand. You want what you want. The issue here is that I told you to give me all the details, and what you're nitpicking on was not in the details. So that's where I have a problem. If I just didn't follow the directions, fine. That's not what happened. I asked you for all the details, you listed them, and I followed exactly what you said. Anywho, so basically where we're at is the brand is like, well, we can't approve your content the way it is for this minor issue. And I'm like, well, I said what I said. I'm not redoing it unless you pay me double the rate. So y'all can figure out what you want to do and you can let me know. I feel like that's really like the downside when you're a small creator, especially when you don't have any type of like management, which I don't at this point in time, but I'm working on it. Is this just like brands sometimes don't have any respect for your time and don't acknowledge like, this is my full-time job. I have a content schedule and I have other brands that I'm working with. So for you to ask me to redo content, that's taking away from the other work that I have to do, and that's not free, you know? So it just really blew me that I was so specific about I cannot do reshoots for this, and then they asked me for reshoots. Like, anywho, right now I'm using the Just My Luck palette from ColourPop. If you're just getting into like makeup, trying colorful eyeshadow, I really recommend like just ordering a bunch of the little ColourPop palettes that like, they usually make them for like one shade. So there's like one for green, one for purple, one for blue, you know, there's all different shades, but they're super affordable. So like, if you just want to experiment with eyeshadows, like it's a really like not too expensive of an investment if you want to just try things out. And what I usually do when I am creating an eyeshadow shape or anything like that, I pack on whatever color that I'm using as, you know, the base with a flat brush. And then I outline and define the shape with this like very skinny brush, which is, get one of these. Honestly, I really learned like when I actually started getting good at makeup that it's really all in the tools and not in the products, because you can have the most expensive, amazing products. If you don't have the right like brushes to apply them properly, you're not gonna get the results that you want. And I will emphasize that specifically if you want to work with like graphic liner, wet liners and things like that, you gotta get the brushes that go with those products, because they will make your life 1,000 times easier. Like, I'm not gonna use this with my wet liners because I'm not gonna get the results that I want. You really wanna take your time with the process of like building up a color, because, you know, one pat is not gonna do it, sweetheart. Like, you gotta pack it on gradually until you get like really the pigment that you want. So just take your time, be patient, and just pack. So I pretty much have the shape that I want on this eye. Always keep some Q-tips handy to just like clean anything up. That doesn't look right. Okay, that's how we're looking right now. And I'm gonna just do the other eye. I like to like do one eye and then the other instead of doing like I like to do each step on each eye before moving on to the next step, just so I can make sure everything looks matched and coordinated. Because if I did the whole eye on one eye and I got it perfect and the other eye was just like not working out, I would get really frustrated. So I'm gonna do this step on this eye. But look how light it looks when you like initially pat that color on. It looks like nothing, okay? It takes a little while to get it to look like that. My choice of wet liner brushes is the Cut Creaser collab with by Mellow-Lops. Cut Creaser, she is a beauty influencer on YouTube as well as on Instagram. She really does like really beautiful graphic liner looks, and she's one of the first people that I followed and started getting into when I decided I really wanted to get into makeup. I was never really interested in like cool eyeshadow look. I don't really like working with eyeshadow, but I just really like graphic liner looks, so I really look to people who kind of do more of those looks for inspiration, and these brushes make using wet liners super clutch and easy. It does take a little practice because you just gotta have a steady hand, bro, and I don't have a steady hand like that, so it can be kind of frustrating. But really you just need like a little something to put some water in where you dip your brush, and then I just swirl my brush around in the product while my brush is damp, just so it picks up the pigment. And then you'll see when it picks up the pigment, if this could focus so y'all can see. There, see? The brush is like coated in pigment now, which indicates to me that I can go in and do my makeup. Something to note when you're using wet liners is do not sketch, okay? It's not, if you sketch on your face, like do like short movements like that, it's gonna look patchy and disgusting, okay? I've learned from experience. You really wanna do just like, which is why I said you have to have a steady hand. You wanna do, what is it? What is the word? Swift movements, not swift. I don't know what the word I'm thinking of is, but you don't want your movements to be like jagged. You just want them to be smooth, you know? So one full line across the top of your lid, which is kind of, it's hard to do, honestly. I'm not gonna lie, it's difficult. I mess up all the time. I have to use Q-tips. It's not simple at all, but just know that will make your life easier when you're starting out with wet liners. So if you're gonna go get the brushes that I'm talking about, every brush kind of has its like designated thing that it's used for. So like bigger motions are for like the longer brushes, and then the shorter like stubbier brushes are for details. I really only use 2 brushes out of the pack, so if you don't want to buy all of them, I guess you don't have to. I use C1 and C2. This one for doing the bigger motions, which is C2, the longer one, and then C1 for doing like details. So if anything, like if I want the wing to be sharper, then I'll go in with the smaller brush, because it's really easy to just like mess up if you use the longer brush for like details. And in the same way, if you use the shorter brush to like do long lines, it's gonna look a hot mess, trust me. Oh, also, I'm using the Glam Vice Retro Liner in Mint Mojito. Most of the wet liners I have are from that brand. I have a couple from this other brand, I forgot what it's called. I will put it on the screen or whatever, but all of my wet liners are from 2 brands, so yeah, if you ever see me using them, I get them from one or the other. Most of them are from Glam Vice though. When I first started using wet liners, I would actually like trace the shape very lightly with like white eyeshadow or something, just so I knew where to draw the line. Now I'm at the point where I can freehand it pretty well. This eyeshadow in particular, because I already did like a big block of shadow, I could already see where I need to put the liner. But I'm at the point where I could just like freehand on my naked eye and it comes out pretty good. Sometimes I have to clean it up, but most of the time it turns out all right. Okay, boom. The look is complete. My hair looks really good. The makeup's a little dark, but that's okay. I don't think this like camera angle is doing it justice, but I'm gonna shoot this and then I have to submit the content today, so I guess I gotta edit it right after I shoot. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry, I almost forgot to come back again. But I finished shooting. I didn't like any of the pictures I took. Okay, the lighting was not working with me because there are just random thunderstorms and clouds in Mississippi. So it's like 1 second it'll be super sunny, perfect for pictures. Next second, it's a dub. So my pictures look so just like dark and gloomy, and there's nothing I can do about it. And it's for a brand, so I'm gonna just submit when I have. They're gonna get what they get. I'm sorry, I'm just not having a good day. I'm not even in the mood to work. When am I ever in the mood to work? My color is literally like right in between these two colors, but they don't make that color, so I have to make it myself. And this hair is not stretched, so I also have to stretch it anyways. I prefer, y'all know I love my X trend hair. This is not X trend, this is Rasta free. And I used to use Rasta free, but it's really just, it's not soft braiding hair at all. It actually kind of like damages my hair when I braid my hair with it, if that makes sense. Like my hair just feels like really rough after I take it out. And honestly, if you've tried this hair, like if you bought the X trend hair, because I recommend it all the time, and then I feel like a lot of people use this, and you use this, like you can just feel the difference in the hair. Like this is very rough hair. Okay, this is the color we have now. It still doesn't match, but I guess it's better than what we had before. I don't. Oh well, my hair is like, it's just not this color. I don't know. I can never like actually find a perfect match. So, yeah. Also, blending these together was like very messy. There's like so much hair on my floor. It's kind of gross. What time is it? Do I even want to do this anymore? Okay, update. I changed my mind again. Is this me being a Gemini? Anyways, I don't feel like working. I don't want to work. I don't want to record a reel. Okay. The situation with work this week has just been blowing me. But update, the content I made yesterday did get approved, so we love that. We love ease and grace, okay? But I don't want to work today, so I'm not going to. Am I gonna do my hair for this wedding? I have no idea. I think I just need to get like more comfortable with like doing my hair and getting ready without constantly thinking about content, because everything I do I'm like, well, that should be content. I can't do my makeup, I can't look cute, I don't like, is it mental illness? I don't know, but literally everything that I do in terms of like getting cute, I always put making it into content first, which just makes me not want to get ready, because I'm like, well, I don't really feel like recording right now. So these are just, I guess, maybe if you're interested in being a content creator, these are things that I struggle with, okay? This whole vlog is about just like my struggles with being a content creator, dealing with brands, and then just the whole, it's really weird. Like when I go out on date night or like go to dinner, like I in real life, like I don't really wear makeup, and like my hair will literally just look like this. You know, this is how I look in real life. So like getting ready for me used to be like a special occasion kind of thing. And it used to like be a mood booster for me. It used to like just make me feel beautiful to get ready and get dressed. And now I just associate it with work. Like it's just work now. Even when I want to get dolled up and I want to look cute, like my brain is just like, well, that's a job. Like, why are we working right now? We don't want to work right now. My content is going terribly right now, y'all. Woo! That's why I've not been filming anything. Ooh, pardon. Because things are not working out how I wanted them to. I made that whole blonde blend, right? And I wanted to do a braided ponytail with it. First of all, still didn't match my natural hair color. I don't know what type of color I need, but it wasn't that. And then as I was trying to braid the ponytail that I was doing, everything got tangled up to the point where I literally could not braid past like my shoulder. And then I tried to untangle it, it got more tangled. I just had to throw everything out. So I just installed this ponytail instead because I still need to make content and finish working. But it's just not gonna be the content that I thought it was gonna be, which is fine, you know, it's cute, whatever, but it's okay. I'm going to do my makeup and then come back and we're gonna finish the end of the little reel that I'm making and shoot some pictures. Ooh, this is turning out super cute already. Okay, the look is complete and I'm so happy with it. I'm so happy with it. This is like one of the most like out of my comfort zone looks that I've done because I feel like it required a lot more technique than just like doing a base color and doing, you know, one line. Like I actually had to do like multiple. There's a lot going on, okay? That's all I'm gonna say. I'm so proud of myself. And here's the full look we're going with today. Oh, there's Lou in the background because he was not being a good boy. But it's giving Fairy Princess and I'm not mad at it at all. Okay, now that I'm done with content for the day, I just took the eyeliner off with like a Q-tip, but I'm still cute because I kept everything else on. My boyfriend asked if I could make nachos tonight for when he gets home, so I have to go to the store and buy the things to make the nachos, and then I guess I will show y'all how I make them because he likes them, I like them, so they must be good. Hey y'all, so it's weeks after I was supposed to record that whole nacho recipe. I mean, I actually did make it that day, but like I ended up making it at like 11 o'clock and I was just not in the mood to film. So it's a few weeks later and I'm gonna make the nachos now, so I'm gonna record it for y'all. Okay, so let's just talk about what you're gonna need to make this recipe. First, obviously, some chips. These are the ones that I like to use. I personally like the strips out of all the different shapes just because I feel like you can also dip the strips into like a jar of salsa, which makes them very convenient. So I usually get those. You need a can of refried beans. I personally like to get the smooth kind, but if you like to have like bits of beans in the actual refried beans, then don't get the smooth kind, get the one that's like traditional style. Get some pico de gallo. You can make this from scratch if you would like to, but I just feel like it's easier to just have like the cilantro, onions, and tomatoes all like mixed up together so I don't have to buy all the separate ingredients. You need some Mexican style cheese. Honestly, I personally believe that everything tastes better if you like grate the cheese from scratch, but I don't know, when I'm making nachos, it's just something that I want to make quick, so like I just get the shredded cheese for that. Need some ground beef. I think it's pronounced cotija. I just crumble this on top when I'm done like cooking everything in the oven. Some sour cream and some sliced jalapenos. So that is like all of the ingredients for what I'm making. Obviously I'm making beef nachos, but like you can really use any protein that you want if you don't eat beef, if you want to do it with like You could do it with impossible meat, you could do it with shredded chicken, you could do it with turkey, like whatever floats your boat. But these are the ingredients that I use. Okay, so the first thing that you're gonna want to do is season up your meat. Obviously, do not put your meat in the pan and then try to season it in the pan. It's not gonna taste the same. It's gonna taste like there's seasoning on top of your meat as opposed to it actually like being in the meat, you know what I'm saying? So season your meat beforehand, and then we'll get to cooking it. My seasoning of choice for this particular dish is kosher salt. I always use kosher salt. It has good flavor to me. Chili powder, paprika, garlic powder, and some pepper. So I'm gonna put that all on my ground beef and like get it all mixed up in there. So once your meat is seasoned, you're just going to break it up into the pan and start to cook it down. Is all cooked and like diced up into little bits, which you can just do that with your spatula. You're gonna want to drain out the excess grease because you don't want your nacho, you know, your nacho paste to be all like greasy. Don't drain it out directly into your sink because that'll clog up your sink. You want to drain it out into like some type of receptacle. It could be a cup, it could be a bowl, whatever, and then let it sit overnight, and then you can throw it in the trash once it's like become like lard pretty much. But don't dump hot oil onto anything because it'll melt whatever you dump it onto. You're gonna get your can of beans, open it up, and then dump the whole can right on top of the meat that you just cooked. It's gonna look a little disgusting, okay? It's not gonna look great, but I'm gonna tell you how to fix that, okay, honey? So you're gonna fill the can you just emptied with a bit of water. I really don't measure anything out when I'm cooking, but I generally end up using the full can of water, but I pour it in gradually just so I make sure I'm getting the consistency that I want. So basically you pour in the water and you like stir it up and it starts to make it into like a paste, and that's really what you want. It's like a bean and meat paste that you're gonna use to like build your nachos, and it's gonna look like that when you got it right, okay? So if you add a little too much water by accident, just turn up your heat and it'll evaporate it a little bit. And if it's still like really chunky, then keep adding water until you get kind of like the consistency that you're going for. So now it's actually time to start like layering the nachos. I do like one full layer of chips. You don't want to put too many chips because if there's too many, like the cheese, meat, and beans are not gonna be able to get to it, and you're just gonna have a bunch of like dry chips, which is not what I personally like. So I do just enough to make sure that like all of my toppings are gonna be able to reach the bottom. I do one layer of the shredded cheese, and then I layer my bean and meat dip on top, and then cover it with a whole nother layer of cheese, and then put it into the oven at 350 degrees. Just like keep checking on the nachos and looking at the cheese. When like the cheese is fully melted down, that's when it's ready to take out, because everybody's oven is different. It doesn't take more than 10 minutes for it to cook, but every oven that I've used has been different, so yeah, just keep that in mind. But once your nachos are all cooked, the cheese is all melted, you're gonna go ahead and add like your cold toppings, which is like your jalapenos, sour cream, pico de gallo, and yeah, you add all those on top. And that is it for my nacho recipe. It's honestly like the best nachos that I've ever had, like better than nachos that I've had at restaurants, because I can like personalize it to what I like more, you know, like I can add as much bean and meat as I want, I can add as much cheese as I want, whereas like when I get in a restaurant they put like a little crumble of cheese and it's just not enough for me, you know. But I hope that y'all enjoyed the recipe and that you enjoyed this vlog, because I'm gonna cut it off here and I will catch you guys in the next one. Bye.